is up, everybody? Welcome back to Grid Penalty Podcast, the Formula One podcast for everybody. Me, you, Jeff, and Kat. We're all here. We got a great episode for you today. It's an off week, so we are chatting. We're recapping with our producer, Kat Ourlian. Last week we had a marathon of car events, so we're going to catch up with her about that, from the NHRA drag races to the Formula One race, the Australian Grand Prix, and all of her thoughts. If you remember, Kat came to to Austin with us for the Formula One Grand Prix this past year, so excited to have her back and talk to there. But first, as always, we got to get
plugged. Let's get plugged. That was an incredible intro for how violently hungover I know you are right now, Brent.
It's hurt. It hurts.
You're crushing it. You're doing so great.
My body.
It made me so happy. You're amazing. But it's good to be here. You can find me on all social media at Jeffrey Tice, GeoffReyTice. I have some dates at the end of April in the Midwest with Josh Blue. I'll be on the road with him.
Nice.
We're going to be in Milwaukee, Indiana, the whole state of Indiana. I actually don't know what town we're going to be in. And then Chicago. So check out joshblue.com for those. I'll be with him on those dates. Also, I have a book out. It's a children's book. I drew it. I wrote it. It's for my daughter. It's called The 11 Evelyns. You can find it on Amazon. Check it out. It's just a fun little book for kids.
It's funny because his daughter's name's Sarah.
That doesn't even make sense. Yeah, it's all about marketing, dude. I was like, 11 Sarah's. It's got to be alliteration. Yeah, doesn't work.
Come on.
Yeah. And then let's say you are on Amazon and you're shopping around and you're thinking, man, this Easter is heavy and I'm not having a good time. What I would like to be doing is laughing. So what you're going to do is shut your laptop. You're going to get in your car. You're going to drive all the way north, because in this scenario, I think you are living in Amarillo, Texas, and you're going to drive directly straight to Colorado from Amarillo. You're not going to stop. You're not allowed to pee. You just have to go straight to 28th and Valmont, the Rayback Collective. You're not going to stop and pee at Vacuums R Us. You're not going to stop at the Coyote Cleaners. You don't need
Although
it.
you could pee there for sure.
You definitely could. Just
you wouldn't be the only one peeing there.
power wash it down when you're done. You're fine. And then you're not going to go to Cosmos Pizza. You're going to wait until you get to the Rayback, because they have incredible food trucks, and you're going to eat a beautiful dinner before the most incredible comedy show you've ever had in your life at the Rayback Collective, 7 p.m. every single Sunday night, the Boulder Comedy Show. Check it out. Will I be there? No, probably not. But Brent might be. BK Sherrod might be.
Once a month, I'm for sure there. Sometimes 3 times a month. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
You can catch
Sometimes I'm flying private jets too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, JSX, fly in and hit that. Other than that, I'm around. Just follow me on social media. Hit us up in the Discord, which we'll talk about in a second. That thing's popping off. We've been having so much fun in the Discord. I didn't realize how active I would be. I'm having so much fun in there. Everyone's great. Thanks to all the new people who opt in there. So if you want to chat, throw out some ideas for merch, just talk shit. It's so fun in there. So join the Discord. But yeah, Brent, where can the good people find you?
Okay, we got it. The
Besides getting bottle service.
The good people can find me right here at my home. My address is 2740. No, you find me face up on my Instagram. Go to my Instagram at I am Brent Gill. You can watch my comedy special. I just got an amazing message. Someone reached out to me, and this guy was like, "Thank you so much for live from Philadelphia. This was so fun.
Whoa.
You have a new fan." I'm like, "This is the greatest message ever."
Yeah.
And then I clicked on his profile to make sure it wasn't a bot, and it was not. It was
great.
real.
Yeah.
So that felt great.
Nice.
So watch my comedy special there. My big show coming up April 20th. 420,
420, bro.
4TW. Ooh. I'm in Fort Collins doing the 2nd annual Brent Gill and Buds 420 show, presented by none other than the amazing people at Chiba Hut.
Shout out.
Excited to be there. The next night you can see me in Denver at High Note Comedy at the Skylark Lounge. The next night you can find me at another place. I forget where it's at, but it's called Don't Tell Comedy. It's somewhere in Denver. And that's on the April 22nd. The 23rd, I will be physically in Boulder.
Yes, Vacuums are us.
That's right.
Finally.
I'm just getting vacuumed. And then the big one as well, May 21st. I have the Boulder Comedy Show 10-year anniversary. I'm very excited about that.
I
So
will be
please
there
come
for
by.
that. And
He's going to be there for that,
and we're
finally.
having posters. It's going to be so fun. It'll be
Once
fun.
a year, Jeff shows up, and I appreciate the posters comment because he's like, Brent, I know you don't need to tell me again. No more nudges. I know.
No, it's great.
But it's going to be a really fun show. Brad Sativa's coming out from Nashville to close out that. We have like 5 different headliners on the show, so it's going to be a real packed show, including Jeff because he headlines Comedy Works because he's a fucking boss.
We're getting better.
Also, check us out. We have Grid Penalty merchandise now. I'm holding one of our coasters right now, a precocious coaster.
Yes.
I don't know what that means. And they're great. You can go. It's the first link in our bio in our on our Instagram page. You can put our logo on anything. I know right now it's like real sticker oriented, but you can put those logos on fucking anything you want in the store. So don't get hung up on just stickers. Shout out to our producer, Kat Ourlian. She does great work.
Yes.
Follow her at KO Recording. She is here actually in our studio, live
Live in the studio.
in our Zoom studio.
Kat, what do you have
check
going
her
on?
out.
Tell us.
Yeah, Kat.
Tell
Well,
us.
yeah. Get plugged up. You got I think you got another show coming up soon, don't you?
Oh. Oh my God, I didn't
Eat some
prepare to get
cheese.
plugged up. Oh, I do have another.
You have a show coming up soon. I think y'all
Eat
just
some
booked, didn't you?
cheese.
Boom.
We do, yeah. May 19th
It
at
is.
the Poorhouse. I think that's a Friday, 9 to 11 p.m. Come on out and party with
Wait,
us. There's a
what?
petting
That's
zoo
the most-
at
I'm
9,
sorry,
and
can
then
we
you
go back?
out.
Yeah.
That's the most stand-up comedy pitch I've ever heard. Every comedy show is like, hey,
It's
we got an
the
open mic, a petting
cutest
zoo,
thing.
and then we're going to do stand-up after. I love that so much.
You're gonna have to follow the goats.
Yeah.
Whatever you can. They're so cute. It's a baby petting zoo. So it's $7 and you can hang out with the animals for 10 minutes and you can feed them carrots and hay.
Let's go. Yes.
And then you
So,
can come
so
get
people just
wasted
bring their
with me at
children
the
to this, like
Poorhouse.
their babies to this, and then you just get to pet the babies, or baby animals. Oh, baby animals. Okay.
I'm not sure people.
I thought
wanna
that was
pet
gonna
their
be funny. It
babies,
was a swing and a miss.
It was funny.
like that,
It
but
took me a second to get the visual, and I was like, yeah.
The feds are on their
That
way,
is fun.
Brent.
Well, check her out May 19th. Neither of us have shows that day, so make sure you go to see her at the Poorhouse in
Yeah.
Monrovia. It's.
Well,
No, I will be in Colorado
Oh,
for
so
my
that means
10-year
you guys will be
anniversary. Did you
coming
not
then.
hear my plugs? Were you not paying attention, Catherine?
I'll be there. I'm flying in. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, big shout out to our video editor. We are on YouTube. We're on Instagram. Big shout out to Jan over at Points in a Williams.
Yes.
Thank you for what she's doing. Please subscribe to our YouTube if you want to see what we look like and what we're doing.
Not only does Jan do awesome video work, but if you go to her profile, she does incredible artwork. She's a very talented artist. I would know. I've drawn one picture before. But yeah, she's great. So she makes great art. A lot of it is Formula One based. So check her out. She makes some great art too. So shout out Jan.
And if you're here and you're like, ugh, more Formula One stuff, I think you found the wrong podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
But don't worry, we're only going to talk about it for about 38% of the pod today.
That's it.
Well, we've had, it's been a fun week since last week. It's been 2 weeks in a row that I've been pretty drunk and glad that I left my car where it belonged at home. But Jeff, you've been doing some shows. You were in Fort Collins this weekend, right?
Yeah. Again, every single week, it is glaring how different our lives are, Brent, and I love it so much. We do have this weird intersection of stand-up comedy, and then the rest of our lives are so black and white, so different, which I love. It's the best. So, yeah, I nothing crazy this week again, but I had a great show up in Fort Collins on Friday at the Comedy Fort. Shout out to David Rodriguez and that amazing club. But I opened for a friend of the podcast, the co-host of All Fantasy Everything, Sean Jordan. So we're up there hanging out, talking about having daughters. You know, we're just two dads doing stand-up, which was fun. It was funny.
We do have different lives.
It was funny. Like, I have a couple jokes about my daughter up top at the start of my set, and they're just very silly. And then I go into the rest of my set, which isn't really focused on being a dad or family or anything or having kids. It's just, the stand-up prior to having a daughter. And then Sean went up, and his daughter is, I think, 2. And he did like a whole hour about being a dad, the process, and it just crushed so hard. Whether you had kids or not, it was so relatable and so good. And really, how you see some comics and they're just a dad comic, and you're like, dude, this sucks. Like, it's hard just to hear him talk about kids. And you're like, this is just not relatable to most people in the audience.
I know all about that.
Yeah. He did such a good job of making it relatable to everyone, and I was so blown away by it. So shout out to Sean Jordan, because it was such a great hour. I hope he records it or something, because it was so spot on. But other than that, man, then on Saturday morning, I woke up.
One Saturday morning.
I felt bad this morning, so shout out to everyone listening to this, because I made Brent and Kat record at 9:30 a.m. on a Sunday.
On Easter Sunday, by the way.
I love that you guys chalk Easter up to a party weekend.
Look.
Who's getting time and a half for
we got to sign you up.
Who's getting paid time and a half
That's
for this?
fair.
Jesus came back on this day. They said, how do we not party?
He is risen. We're talking about Alonzo. He's back. But gotta get the Aston Martin joke in there. But I felt bad because I have to wake up early because of the aforementioned child in my life. And we yesterday I woke up early. I woke up at 6:30 and then went and played pickup basketball for the first time in probably 6 months. I think I played once after Evelyn was born, and then haven't been back. And I played basketball late yesterday and so today, like, you're talking about being hungover. I feel like my whole body is in a cast right now. I feel so old.
You're physically hungover.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I just had like sharp pains through my calves just walking upstairs. I was like, dude, I'm so old. I'm washed, man. It's over. But that's it. Just doing comedy, playing pickup basketball, hanging out with my daughter. What about you? Tell me about your fun Easter. Did you go to church? You probably went to like a service last night.
Oh, that's why I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I woke up early to go get my sins washed away from last night.
You got bottle service with the sacrament? Is that what you did?
This is the body of Jim, and it's just like some dude's like, here's a cracker, bro.
There you go, bro. And you're like, that's acid.
Yeah, that would actually make more sense for how my night went last night. Yesterday was wild for me. So I played in a golf tournament yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a real legit tournament. There's no, it was stroke play, but there's no gimmicks, if you will. And Jeff, Kat, I played the worst golf I have played in maybe 10 plus years.
Oh no.
It was like, I'm not great. I'm a 15 handicap, which if you don't know what that means, that's fine. I'm better than most golfers. I normally always break 100. I'm happy when I break 90, but I'm normally like 85 to 95, right?
That's great.
I shot 108 yesterday. 108. The higher the number, the worse you're doing, by the way, in case you don't know, because I've tried to explain this to some women, and they're like, it's like me talking about my new car to women. They're like, neat, it's purple. And so it is Jeff. It was. So I was playing with like dudes that play on the amateur tour.
Yeah. Oh, so they're shooting low.
70, 73. It was fucking embarrassing. And then I go, and it was my friend's birthday, our friend's, Justine Marino.
Shout out, Justine.
She's a Denver comic. She lives out here in L.A., and it was her birthday yesterday, and she was doing a marathon. So we go to she had 4 things. So I met up for one of them. She went roller skating. Then they went and like had some tapas and shit. And then we went to Jumbo's Clown Room.
What?
Have you been to Jumbo's before?
That sounds fake. It sounds like
doesn't it though?
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds so fake. And every time I've heard about it, David Borey, another friend of the podcast, has told me about it. And it's a strip club, but it's not. It's like not full nude. It's like not nude at all. Like no nipples either.
It sounds like a strip club, but it's like made of trampolines. Like,
dude, right?
It's like, because it sounds like it's for kids, but then you said strip club. I was like, so is it like a parkour park or like?
Right. I thought it was gonna be like clowns getting naked, like all the women are like dressed up as clowns stripping, but It's in Hollywood, and it's one stage. It's tiny. It's like a little room.
Yeah.
There's one stage, and they just pack people in there.
All juggalos.
Yes, 100%. A lot of hatchet men running around. Sean Jordan would love this.
Hell yeah.
ICP performs.
It was very fun because you could tell, like, since the women didn't have to get naked, it just felt like they enjoyed what they were doing a lot more.
Didn't have to,
Yeah. That wasn't the rule. So we started hanging out there, and then we went to Warwick, which is like this exclusive nightclub. I guess I walked in there and I whispered to Justine, I go, "This is one of the more LA things I've done."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, this is like super exclusive. You could only get bottle service here and all this shit."
Oh,
I'm like, this
brutal.
is nuts.
Well, that was so funny because last night I texted you guys and I was like, "Hey, so sorry. I have Easter plans," which is also a very silly thing to say. And I was like, "Can we record early?" And I was like, "My bad." I felt bad because we were here early. And then I was like, well, maybe they'll just have maybe because they know now it's 7:00 in LA, they know they got to get up early. Maybe it'll be just a nice evening. They'll have like a drink and go to bed. I checked my phone at 3 a.m. when I woke up I was up to go pee. And I opened Instagram, and the first story was you at Warwick, just holding a drink, filming this packed bar. And I was like, oh, my bad, dude. They're going to have a rough morning.
Dog, it was wild. Just how many people were there and how many, it's interesting to me how I'm trying to just step back and view it from a big picture because people don't party like that in Colorado.
Yeah.
And it's a real LA, New York type thing or an exclusive city type thing where I don't even know if these people are having fun.
No, they're for sure not. There's no way.
And especially if you go to these places a lot, this wouldn't be fun for me. It's I'm going to another place. Then it's exclusive, so I can't meet new people. I don't know. It was just very... but I will say it was very fun. It was good company, free booze, and
That's awesome.
I got so drunk. I was trying
How drunk did you get?
I'm not. Oh, I can send you a picture of my bathtub.
Oh no.
I was, my assistant hit me up because I was going to meet up with her, and I'm like, I'm too drunk. I need to, and she's like, I'm coming to get you. I was like, I'm very drunk.
What a
maybe
team
throw up in
player.
your car drunk. And she's like, I'm coming. And I was like, God, you're the fucking best.
The greatest.
And I get in the car, and she has a Comedy Store guy in there who I met 3 times.
Yeah.
He knows me. I know him.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Trey, you can't judge me off of this. I don't normally do this. I'm better than this.
Yeah.
Please don't.
It was Bill Burr. You're like, oh, come on.
He's like, God, this guy's fucking brutal. But it was very, very fun.
Nice.
And again, I don't really get that drunk. I get
You have fun.
I drink a lot.
I've never seen you
I have fun, but I don't
I've
get
never
that
seen
drunk.
you hammered like that. No, we're normal. We drink, but
I'm 37 years old.
Yeah.
I'm good at drinking. I don't throw up.
Got some
and when I
reps.
do throw up, it's I need to feel better now. And it didn't work. I
Oh.
tried to throw up before I got in the Uber or in her car, and it did not come out. And then I had to spend the whole. This is true. I didn't forget this. I had to put my finger on one of the pattern points of her back seat and just stare at my hand. Because the car was moving, and I was like, I'm going to lose it if I can't.
Bro.
And I was like, I don't have my seatbelt on. I can't figure it out. I don't want to figure it out. Just don't crash. And I'm just staring. It was bad. It was
It's
bad.
like you're walking a
I wanna
tightrope,
figure it
just
out.
focus.
Yeah,
Focus. Oh, that's brutal, dude. Brutal.
Hollywood Nights.
I'm glad you're
Hollywood
okay.
Nights.
Kat, what have
Yeah,
you
me
been up
too.
to? How hammered did you get last night for our Lord
a
and
good
Savior?
I'm glad you're okay. I did get pretty hammered.
Oh, I'm glad that-
Because they're a bunch of athletes.
I'm glad that
Michelob
that's
Ultra, but
Michelob Ultra. I thought you were gonna say you killed a person. I was like, that's a different night. I'm glad that you said Michelob Ultra. That's not,
I would have put that in Brent's camp.
Yeah.
But all right, let's hear what you
he's
got.
like, he said his tub. His tub was filled with kidneys that he was harvesting for the black market. Michelob Ultras, huh? That's fun.
I mean, it was fun, and we played
Yahtzee,
I
the
think,
dice game?
4 hours of Yahtzee.
Were you-
Yahtzee, yeah.
Is there a skill
I'm
to Yahtzee,
really
Catherine?
Good at Yahtzee. I like.
Oh.
You're throwing dice. That's like just saying that there's a skill to craps.
Absolutely.
I disagree.
No, you have to like count your chances. Like like full houses
Obviously.
happen almost to every turn, so you can't just take a
True.
full house. You might
Wait,
have
so-
to take those
Wait,
3
so you
fours
play
or
card
something.
rules with dice?
Pro.
But
I
There's
play
there's an
Yahtzee
amateur version.
Pro.
it's the upper echelon, like a Mac computer.
Yeah.
It's like no. I play Yahtzee Pro.
No, I got.
I play Yahtzee Plus. I'm a subscriber.
I love that. I didn't know that about you. Can you gamble?
I'm
Let's
just-
get into the
not the
real
trial
question.
That's what I wanted to know.
Can you
yes.
gamble on Yahtzee?
Yeah.
All right, that's what we needed to know. Hell yeah, we're
Well,
getting into
you
the
can
Yahtzee
gamble
game.
on
Yep.
anything.
Heathens. So you said full house, though. I don't understand what
Yeah,
that means.
we had-
still.
Oh, like the full house roll when you get like 2
Okay.
of one number
The
and 3 of
combination.
another number. That is a full house.
Got it.
So
That's-
so like 2 3s
Okay.
and 3 4s. I don't know why I went with those numbers, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I don't
a full
know.
house. And
I
it
don't know
happens
any
all
of the
time,
rules,
like
but
statistically.
what you've just told me
So-
does sound like I will be gambling on it. Is all I'm hearing. Is what we're hearing. Is we will be losing some money on some Yahtzee. That's fun. How often do you play Yahtzee? Are you like? Oh, okay. I was
mean,
hoping you
at
said once a
least-
week. I
oh,
was
I
like,
would say
damn,
probably
Kat.
once a month.
That's gonna be-
Well, I do still have one of those little handheld ones that I can play in the
Oh, Lord.
bathroom. So
Yeah. I love
You
that
guys
like
ever
you
play
forget to
those,
take
like
your cell phone to the
solitaire or
bathroom. You're like, that's fine. I got
Yahtzee
my
or
Yahtzee cup.
blackjack?
Let's go.
She doesn't have a magazine on the back of the toilet.
Yeah.
It's a Yahtzee machine.
Yep.
Or,
yeah,
That's great. I love that.
That's
and
exactly
then
batteries
what
go
it
out,
is.
and she's like, no!
that is
So,
amazing.
yeah, I'm incredibly hungover from
Amazing.
playing Yahtzee
I love the
all
gradient
night.
of me not doing anything and just going out to a nice dinner and then coming home and going to sleep and then you drinking, being hungover from Yahtzee, and then Brent violently throwing up, getting drunk, going out and getting bottle
Eating a bunch of
service
mushrooms,
in Hollywood.
yeah.
Like it's the most. It was a beautiful spectrum of what your life could have been.
It's a
last night.
spectrum.
Look, this is why the fans love our podcast. It's a well-balanced podcast.
Right.
Everyone
Yeah.
says it's a great mix of comedy and Formula One and Brent being a fucking train wreck.
Nope.
Uh,
That's the thing. It does. You're not a train wreck. You have a fun, wild life, but you're here at 9:30 in the morning, ready to go. That's a different. We all have the friends that this wouldn't be possible. So it's
yeah, they sent a text at 9:29. It was like, I can't do it.
you're
Sorry.
like, I'm walking home. You're like, all right, that's
Yeah.
different. Damn.
I'm in Hollywood. I have a 90-minute walk home right now.
Yeah. So
Walking
it is
home.
fun to like pretend, but you really aren't that much of a train wreck. You are very reliable.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It is weird. I remember in college I used to have to tell myself, if you want to party like an adult, you got to go work like an adult. You got to get up and go to school.
Yeah.
And that worked a third of the time. But this is one of those thirds. Good training.
We were
is what
young.
I'm saying.
We were young. That's awesome. So I'm glad.
Yeah.
And then so you guys last week went to. I'm so excited to hear about.
Perspective.
We got drunk last week too.
Well, yes, but you got drunk at a car event.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we did.
Kat,
Yeah.
did you have fun at all? You had a good time.
Yeah.
The video seemed like you were having a good time.
I was playing Yahtzee in the stands. I was feeling it. I merged our lives together.
Oh,
No, it was incredible. My ankles were shaking. I don't even know how we got into the pit, but like my mind was blown. I called everyone I knew.
No
after
way.
that, and I
Oh,
was like,
that's
"You have to
awesome.
go to a drag race."
It was
It's the
cool.
Most amazing thing my entire
what
life.
was what stood out the most
Yeah,
to you?
it
Like, what
blew
was
my
the most
mind.
eye-opening experience? Was it the cars, just the overall experience? Like, what did you take away from it besides this was really fun?
Well, I think it's just like the sheer technology of being able to like
Yeah.
it like blew my mind that something could go that fast in front of me and then like from start to finish and then just like stop and like loop background and then like they come wave
Just
and
act
I'm
like
like
nothing
this went
happened.
400
Yeah,
miles an
it's
hour.
insane.
That has to be better than sex. That's got to be the only thing. That's
Well, the
better than
record
sex
holder is
going
that
400
female,
miles an
so
hour in 3
apparently it is
seconds.
better than sex.
Yeah.
No man can fucking give her the ride she's
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to set the 9 out of the 10 fastest times.
And let's be honest.
Her dildo
dildo
runs on
probably
diesel.
takes a
It's a
24
Cummings
volt
diesel
blower.
dildo.
Like, seriously.
I was gonna
Her dildo.
I was gonna say, let's be honest. 400 miles an hour in
Oh
3
my
seconds
God.
sounds like most guys having sex.
I love her.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Oh my God. Y'all live in an alternate reality.
No,
then,
he's
okay?
married, and I'm 37
Yep.
and still single.
I've
so
never
we
had
got
sex
still-
before.
It just so people don't message us. It's not 400 miles an hour. It's like 330, 340.
I
Calm
mean,
down.
I didn't
We
know
get
it was that high. It really is.
Yeah.
330.
Okay,
I think the
whatever.
fastest we saw was
It's like
338
900, but
in
okay.
like 3.32 seconds or
Oh my
something.
God.
338 miles an hour. So over 100
Yeah.
miles per hour per second is
Whoa.
what they're getting.
Whoa, that's unbelievable. Yeah,
It's insane.
That's fascinating to think about because we talk about like the standing starts in Formula One and how fast those cars accelerate. But Formula One being a circuit, they do have to gear shift up and down. I would love to see a Formula One car tuned to see how fast they could drag race and then slow down. But they're not built for it. But there's no way they would be
No.
able to compete with that. That's
No.
crazy.
No. And in the same breath, it would be funny to see a Top Fuel on a circuit.
Yeah. Just, I mean, it is kind of what Pierre did. Just blast through the corner directly into the gravel. Jokes, Alpine.
Wow.
Yeah, it was super cool. Kat works by this place,
Oh.
which is wild that she's never seen any sort of like drag racing at all.
Yeah.
But it was the whole gamut. It had God, what did you call them, Kat? Silly cars, I think is what you called them. The loopy one. The
Oh.
goofy cars. Yeah, the
Oh.
goofy cars.
Ones.
Yeah.
I was gonna say-
the goofy ones, the clown
Yeah,
cars, the clown cars, the
jumbo
ones that
clown
come from that
cars?
strip club. The jumbo clown cars. Yo, they
Wait, so
start
they have
up
like
here,
a
then
hydraulic
they go
that
down
like
here,
lowers
and then
them,
they zoom
or
off.
do they? The way that you just described that with your hands is that there's like a
Yeah,
big mouth open. There's
explain,
like a
Brent.
silly tongue that comes out because it's a
It's
clown
like
car.
hungry hippos.
Yeah, and then it lowers down and then it goes. All right, go. No, wait. How do?
It's like Roger Rabbit. Like no,
Yeah.
I'll
they start
explain it
up
for
top
sure.
and then they like go
Because
down.
if
Like,
you don't
I
know what we're talking about, you're like, what the fuck
I have no.
is this?
I have no
machine?
idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
So what she's saying is the top of the car, like the when people think of a car, it's like all the metal and shit, like the part you look at.
Yeah.
That is detached from the chassis.
Oh,
so
interesting.
if you're driving, like and it's not while you're driving, it's while you're getting towed. The top of the car is open, so you can get in the car, you can work on the motor, you can get in all that stuff, and then when they're ready to race, they close the car down on top of you. It's basically like a cockpit
Yeah.
to an airplane.
Interesting.
Is kind of what it is.
Weird. And then if you crash, are you just trapped in the car? Are you like?
Oh yeah. No, no. There's like escape hatches for sure.
Got
but
it. Whoa.
no, yeah, you're pretty much trapped in the car.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're also strapping yourself to a rocket ship.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
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 You're in a jumbo clown car.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And
the adrenaline.
right. Yeah.
You don't
You just
have to
start
take your clothes
stripping
off,
inside
but
of it.
The funny cars are like 6-second cars, 9-second. It's like 6, 7, 8-second quarter-mile cars.
Whoa.
And it goes anywhere like these races because there's a bunch of different races. And it was anywhere from like 12 seconds down to 3 seconds, which was the top fuel.
Damn.
But Catherine, you grew up like your dad's a big car guy, loves racing and stuff like that. He came with us to Austin for the
dad's a
Grand
big
Prix,
car
which
guy.
is
Hell
cool.
yeah.
Did
He did.
Ah.
it was a good
great.
He
time.
still texts
That's
me about
great.
it.
We're
Yeah, it was a great time. Yeah, no, yeah, my dad's bought,
Damn.
sold,
Wow.
built,
Nice.
flipped at least.
have you been to a
22
racing
plus
event
cars at
before?
this point.
Other than the Formula One, has he taken you to events?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot.
growing up in
Yeah.
Detroit, there's a lot of car stuff going on like almost every weekend. So they actually, I want to say like at least maybe 11, 12 years ago at this point, the IndyCar racing on Belle Isle. So we'd go every year. I mean, I've seen.
Wow.
They got a petting zoo before the race.
They got racing. Like, they got a I don't know why everything has to be linked together, but yeah, no, I've had some really good times watching car races. I go to car shows.
But you've never been to
all
a
the
drag
time.
race.
Yeah.
Like a sanctioned one, yeah.
What did you?
But I've never been to a drag
Did you
race.
have?
No.
What would you rather do again?
yeah.
Would you rather go to a drag race again or a Formula One race? What?
Great question.
What did you enjoy more overall?
Assuming you bought tickets beforehand and didn't stand
I
outside the
think what
fucking gate trying to finagle tickets off of a shaky Wi-Fi signal.
Oh no!
She took so long to get tickets.
Brent was getting ready to show his
I
was like, "Come on, Kat,
tatas
dump
for
him out. Let's
tickets.
get him in."
I was like, well, what if I dump him out? I'm not above it. I would do that for a Formula One race. I would not do
That's
that
the
for
standard.
a drag
I
race.
love that. It
So
just
I don't
comes
know
down
what
to-
that speaks on, but that's the standard.
He's around. That is
No,
so
because
funny.
Lewis Hamilton's around the corner.
Yeah.
No, okay.
What would you
so-
rather do? Would you rather
what was
dump
the
him out for
question?
a drag race or for?
No,
No.
Or just dump him out.
Yeah. No, for
No.
for a drag race.
here's the thing. I dump them
Hey,
out.
Or a
fair.
Tool
for Formula
concert,
One
Both
okay.
or a Tool
elite
concert.
experiences.
That's basically it.
What did you have more fun at? A drag race or a Formula One race? I guess mostly just
No.
compare them. They both seem fun. Seems like you had a good time.
What I've taken away, and I'm so grateful for becoming your guys' like best good friend in this like whole experience, because I really like the car world. Everyone's really into it. It doesn't matter who you are, but
Yeah.
like there's
great.
so many people that attend these races, and it's always good vibes. Like going to the Formula One race, there's like 450,000 people there, and there's like 450,000
Yeah.
room for error. Like there's so many walks of life there, but like it's such a good time. So I think probably
Yeah.
just because Formula One is too expensive for me right now in this moment of time until I
I
find
think
my
it's
husband
too
off of
expensive
this.
for everybody. Yeah.
Rich husband.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I think I would
That's
just go
so
to the drag
interesting
race every
because
year. Like,
I
I'm
had
down.
that same experience. I've never been to a drag race. I
Yeah.
would love to go to one. Maybe we'll make that happen. I need to go to that and IndyCar. But I had that same thought when I went to my first NASCAR race. And I was lucky enough to have like really cool access, and we got to go down into the pits and see the drivers and all that stuff. And exactly that same thought. I was like, man, obviously NASCAR gets a very aggressive stereotype.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, it's there for a reason. But yes. go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Brent's like, listen, I'm gonna fight you on this one pretty hard, but it was everyone was having a good time, and I guess it is
Yeah.
like it's a pretty generic take. Other than everyone's there for the same thing, having a good time, enjoying the thing that they all love together. But that's what I loved about it. It was so fun, and I found that at Formula One. I found that at NASCAR. Never been to a Tool concert, but I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's the greatest. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that you had fun, and I'm glad the drag race was so exciting.
One thing I thought was cool about the drag race that I wasn't expecting is all the tickets, all like general admission tickets, came with pit access.
No way.
So like we were just walking around the pits, seeing these cars, how they're tuning them, how they're working on them.
That's cool.
And that was definitely something that you don't get at other racing events. Like especially Formula One, like that's like
Yeah.
a $5,000 ticket, which is
Yeah.
brutal.
Formula One
brutal.
Formula One's the Warwick of driving.
Yeah.
Of the auto
It's the
world.
bottle service.
It's
Yeah,
the bottle
100%.
It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Like you do feel like that. Like I
Yeah.
even in Miami, and it was very heightened in Miami, and I'm sure at some of the other races, especially like the Monacos, that
Yeah.
exclusivity is a huge part of Formula One. I think they love leaning into, oh, you're in the paddock club. Oh, you're up in the
Yeah.
box. Like that does change your experience. And to me, I don't love that aspect of it,
Yeah.
obviously, because it just makes it feel less attainable. But that's what I loved about NASCAR. That sounds like it's awesome. And the more access you can give to the cars and the drivers and the teams, it's just going to make people fall in love even more with your
100%.
sport and want to come back. Like
100%.
this makes me want to go to a drag race real bad. So
Yeah.
it's great.
It it is
Oh hell
it-
yeah.
it makes me wonder if people are actually paying that price.
Yeah.
Like when I was at that club last night, I was like, because we got in for free, the bottles were free. They're just like tip on the bottle.
Whoa.
And I was like $50 a bottle for a tip. Okay, oh boy. All right, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. But it makes me wonder if like it's so expensive because they're comping a third of them or half of them, and they're like, all right, well, we need to make this money up, so charge the people that are dumb enough to pay this quadruple what it should be.
Yep.
Because everyone wants to feel special, but no one wants to spend the money.
Well, that's it. That's like you said last night. You see people at clubs like that, and you're like, people who do this every weekend, they're sad. Like, that is a sad thing to do. It's such a fun thing to do once in a while and experience that. And, like, it's like going to a race. Mm-hmm. But then you see the person getting bottle service every weekend. And they're like, we're going out. We're getting hammered. We're throwing up in our tub every weekend. You're like, that's a bummer. Dude, that's a bummer. To me, that's a bummer. So I totally agree. I'm sure it is very selective. And they are really good at notching up the optics of it to make it seem like it's hyper exclusive. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they are still probably selling you $20 tequila bottles for $1,500.
Yeah, 100%. It was fucking El Jimador or something like that. It was. I mean, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
So.
I love that.
Kat, though. So when you were walking around the pit crew, my ADD is raging right now. When you were walking around the pits, how did you feel? Like, did you feel like that was an exclusive look into it, or did you just kind of feel like it was just part of the show?
Oh, I really felt like it was exclusive. I almost didn't feel like.
Well, that's when we went into the owner box.
Are we supposed to be here? Because it is so cool getting that close.
You're like, I was driving a car. I was on the strip. I was like, am I supposed to be here? Like, Kat, you need to get out of the car.
Look, the car was open. The mouth was open. I don't know. Yeah. When we first get there, we didn't know where we were going. We're just walking in. We found a gate. Also, Kat got us very lost getting in there. For working right next to this. She's like, we got to go here. And then she walks us over Amtrak tracks.
Hey.
Several signs that say authorized personnel only. And Catherine's just like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Come on. And then she starts yelling at...
People are like, Amtrak comes through here. Like,
she's like yelling at these guys at the theater, the track. Like, how do we get in? And they're like, not this way. What do you? There's 3 fences between you. But we eventually did get in. But we walked in, and Kat's just kind of following me, and I'm just walking where the cars are, as I do, because I want to see the cars. And then next thing I know is the 3 of us were just in the owner box. Like, if you own the cars, the teams, this is where you are. And we're just standing there, and we look behind us, and the whole crowd is behind the fence. And Kat's just like, no, I just want to stay up here. I'm like, yeah, but we can't. We're not allowed to do
We're owners now.
Kat's like... Yeah, he did.
He
then the security kicked us out. He's like, grab her, too.
You did get kicked out. I didn't realize you actually got kicked out of that area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you could have stayed.
They got me kicked out.
You could have stayed.
I didn't.
It was a matter of time, Kat. I felt the energy of these 3 dudes. They're like, why are these people just standing where the cars are? Because the cars would race and they get pulled back, and there was like a path to get back to your pit, or to your paddock or whatever. And we're just standing there.
Hilarious.
And they're like, get the fuck out of the way. What are you doing? Get out of here.
I felt the audience
that's a bad
staring
feeling.
at us.
I
like,
thought, to me, I thought it was more of like hey, we can just blend in. No one will know. That's way worse when everyone is like, what are they doing?
The fans and everything. Like, who the fuck are these people? Yeah.
Ooh.
My face lit up.
Then after that, we took a little break. And we went to watch the Australian Grand Prix.
Hell yeah.
At Kat's favorite bar. And Catherine is very good at making friends.
Yes.
You got a little shiver there
on you.
What now? I've now gone to a watch party, and I've gone to just a bar to watch it with no audio on.
Great.
Kat, how did you? I'm curious how you felt about the Formula One race because we had you locked in, and then on like the second red flag, you're like, I'm gonna go talk to these girls, and I was like, I want to do that, and then I just kept watching the race. So, how did you feel watching the race at a bar with no sound and an impromptu watch party? I mean, I would do it again, but also it's hard to know what the fuck is going on when you have no audio.
That's tough.
Oh, it was great that you were there, though, because it was like I was filming you, documenting the whole thing, and you're like, are you seriously going to make me do this? But yes, because no one around you knew what was going on, but they wanted to know what we were like so intently looking at. Yeah, like someone's car blew up, and Brent had to like explain to the whole bar what was happening.
Yeah, you would?
No, it was a lot of fun. I would totally
It's
do
way
it again.
cheaper than going to a race.
It is
cheaper than going to a race.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I only got one parking ticket.
Yeah.
Too.
Only one? Because it was in Pasadena? Are they
Yes.
pretty aggressive out there? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They are, but it was only, I got two of them recently.
Yeah.
I got one yesterday as well.
Nice. Nice.
It was only $56 though.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
That's like tipping on a bottle. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's
not
absolutely right.
Not
Yeah.
too bad.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I
It was
love
a good
that.
time. I want more night races for us.
Yes.
You know, because now, Kat, we're gonna have to go get drunk at 6 a.m. and that's just gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's hard.
Oh, you know what though?
Yeah.
The soccer bars?
You can find
Yeah,
those
yeah.
European
That's a
bars
great
that
idea.
open
For sure.
soccer.
Those are definitely F1
football.
bars. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely are. No, it was a good time. It was, Brent and I both
absolutely.
make a lot of friends when we're like hanging out outside. So he's getting a lot of people riled up. I'm getting a lot of people riled up. Like, we somehow ended up in this
Yep,
chick's
I wasn't
hotel
sure if we were going to talk
bathroom.
about
was,
it or
like,
not, but
bubbling and flooded. Like, oh, we don't have to.
No,
Nothing
that couple
holds
was
with
definitely
me.
trying to
I'm
fuck
sorry.
us. There's no question.
Wow.
There's no question. Well, we can edit that
Okay,
out. Fine.
that didn't need
but
to be said.
That, like,
I'm trying to-
like as I was in the Uber back to their hotel, I was like, "What are we doing?
No, it's
this
cool.
is not going to go where we want." And then we get there, and there's bubbles all over the floor.
Oh, yeah. That's
Like-
exactly what was happening.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. And then what did you guys do? Just watch?
Kat's too wholesome, though. She has no idea that
At
that's
this
what was
point-
going on.
Yeah.
I've been in some precarious situations, and I'm like, oh. Like, as soon as I got in the room, I was like, uh-oh.
Oh.
I know where this is going.
Yeah.
I need to leave.
Oh yeah, I did not catch on to that.
Interesting.
As soon as you told me
Interesting.
afterwards,
That's
I was
really
like,
funny.
oh.
I
that
thought we were
makes
just going to watch
sense now.
TLC and have a glass of wine. I thought that.
I thought we were going to watch
Lord.
fucking House Hunters.
Oh, that's so
Definitely.
funny.
Yeah, it
Nice.
was yeah. Now I'm
man.
reflecting back as to whether or not I should have brought that up. But
Hey.
we're here.
Either way, I'm excited because we're so glad that you're here, Kat. Thank you so much. We have two Mazzies. We have two Mazzies. Let's
Yeah.
do the Mazzie.
Yeah. Let's do the
And then
Mazzies
you
and
guys
get outta
can
here.
go back to bed, please. You guys, you don't sound hungover. You don't sound out like it. But knowing what you guys did last night, it makes me so happy, and I appreciate you guys for being here and not. I'm glad I didn't ruin your weekend completely.
Jeff, we got to go on the road more.
I know.
Like, I'll turn
Yeah.
you back into a heathen.
Yeah,
I'll
I will
get there.
turn you into one for the first
Yeah,
time.
I'll get there. You come into my hotel room for the first time we're on the road, and he's like, "Dude, why is the bathroom covered in bubbles right now?" I'm like, "You know the deal, Brent. You know what we're
Come
doing."
on, get in.
But a quick Mazzy update. We want to do a silly one. It is Formula One related. It's very dumb. But the one I saw this week was Charles Leclerc, our hot guy in hot cars, had to post on his Instagram.
Our
yesterday.
depressed hot guy in
He
hot
is
cars.
struggling. Apparently, the Mazzy goes to fans who are apparently showing up to his home address
Right.
in Monaco asking for autographs, which is like, dude, that's insane behavior. But the fact that he even had to say it, but he put out this very, it was very politically correct, very PR-centric announcement on his Instagram stories, and it basically just said, apparently people know where I live in Monaco at my apartment. People are gathering underneath and near my apartment waiting for me
Whoa.
to come out. So please stop doing that. I will take pictures with you on the street. And the tone was so nice and so professional, but it was like, but it's, that's crossing the line. Any other
He
driver,
probably had Chat GPT write it out for him. He's like, be nice
seriously
about it.
sounded like that because the tone was, listen, you psychopaths, stop coming to my house. But it was so nice. So the Mazzy goes to that. Don't be a lunatic. It is funny because there only are 20 of them, so people really get passionate about them. I get it. But that's the Mazzy.
It's funny. No one gave a fuck about him when they were in F2.
Yeah.
And then they get to F1. You're like, now I care.
Whoa. He's the face of Armani. So I totally get it. But that was insane. And then the runner-up, shout out to Jan. Jan sent me this on Instagram, and you can go see it. It's on McLaren's Easter social media announcement. It said, Happy Easter. And it's Oscar Piastri and Lando standing inside a massive chocolate Easter egg that is exploding with like chocolate. So what it really looks like is it just looks like they're shitting themselves all over.
Jesus Christ. That looks terrible.
It's
What?
wild. It's
Dog,
wild.
It looks holy shit.
It really does.
It looks like they just hopped
Way to
into
go,
a Cadbury cream egg and just started creaming everywhere.
Just
This
shitting.
does look bad.
It's wild. It makes me laugh as a graphic designer because you do get so close to things that you're like, this does look good. And then you put it out and then like just fresh eyes see it and everyone's like, that is not what it should look like at all. So
I feel bad making fun of this too because it's for sure. And Jan, if you can throw this up on the screen, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It for sure. I mean, it looks pretty cool,
It's
like well developed and designed.
really
but then
well
you like
done.
really look into it, and you're like, this is a lot of 3D art to just put in some 2D pictures of. By the way, Oscar and Lando look the same in this picture.
they really do. Yeah.
It just looks like a different angle of Lando. It's like, all right, Lando, just put a hat on and turn backwards and cheat towards the camera that way.
Totally.
It looks, woof.
Yeah.
It looks like they had Midsummer design the background and the
Or
egg.
Midjourney.
And then,
Midjourney. Yeah. Like
Midjourney, excuse me,
yeah.
Midjourney. Yeah.
Totally.
And then they just plopped in, like, all right, drop in some Photoshop of
Yep.
these two, throw a mask, we're good to go.
We're fine. So
Look at all
anyway,
these words I know, Jeff.
you're crushing it. It's great.
All these design words.
It is good. So yeah, shout out to Jan for sending me that. That was really funny. Shout out to the Discord.
Wow.
We're having a good time. If you guys
fucking
find
A,
some
right?
fun
Yeah,
Discord
Jan.
stuff, hop in there. Send us merch ideas. Follow us on all social media. Follow us on YouTube. Check us out. Instagram, all that fun stuff. We're around. Shout out to Kat. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being the
thank you,
best.
Kat.
We love you so much. This podcast wouldn't exist without
Thank
you.
you
It
for
wouldn't be so
having me.
good
This is so
without you.
100% would not exist without
Truly, it can't.
We
so.
both said to each other when we started this, I'm not editing.
No, we can't do it. And then you did it, and you're so good and professional. We obviously, people know you're a professional audio engineer. So, again, thank you so much. We love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks. We'll see you guys next week. We're excited. We'll be back for another off week. We have 2 more off weeks. But
yeah.
Next week's a big one, though. We got Troy Walker for the IndyCar Grand Prix.
and they're going to go to an IndyCar. So we hear about that.
Yeah.
Super excited. Troy rules. If you don't know Troy,
I
check
love
out his
Troy
comedy. We'll
Walker.
talk about him next week. He's a writer for Jimmy Kimmel, and he's the best. So thanks, guys. I guess I'm doing an outro.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
So-
I'm running out of steam
Great.
already,
Okay.
so don't worry.
I'll wrap it up. That is our show. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. We really appreciate you. We love you guys. Truly, we are so grateful for everyone who interacts with us, listens to the podcast, shares with their friends. From the bottom of our hearts, we love it. And give us a good review and a rating on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen. In the park. Just scream
Google.
about it. Yep, Google. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Be safe. Wear your seatbelt.
There it is. Thank
And
God.
he
Wear your
is
seatbelts.
he is risen.
He's rising currently. He's yeasting.
He is rising. Yep. So, all right.
He is
Have a good
rising.
week,
All right,
everyone.
we love you guys. Cue that music.
What's